Welcome to Wild West Garage. My name's Morgan, and that is my 1957 Chevy Belair four-door sedan. This is a car I've owned since I was 16 years old, so 43 years or so. And over the last few years, every time I look at this car, there's something on it that's really bothering me, and I want to address it in this video. Let's take a look. So other than the obvious here, this is rusted out, of course, but if you know anything about body work, you can sort of see what's going on here. And you know, I don't know who would do a thing like this, but it appears that this area was rusted out and somebody just smashed the rusted area down and welded a patch on top of it and then bonded the heck out of it, and now it's all just rusting between the two layers and it's heaving out. It's made a big mess of it. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cut this out here. I'm going to try and, I don't know, I don't think I can even do that. I'm going to try and preserve this lip here, but it's pretty pathetic actually. It's all blown apart there, so it's gonna come right off straight across here. So I can feel in the back here, back of this, where the original fender comes along and it bumps in like this. It's quite almost a quarter of an inch, and then I guess the patch was welded on top of it, and a bunch of Bondo was put in there too. So yeah, so I can feel that step. So I'm just gonna eyeball it here. I come up to about there, all the way along here. Think, yeah, I can probably cut it down like that, get away with that. So I'm going to try that. But first, I'm going to make the piece that I need to go in there. You know, when I did this repair years ago, I probably thought I did a really nice job. I mean, it probably looked really good, but I was just a dumb kid. I didn't know anything. You know, somebody was after me in one of my videos for not using magnets, so I better use magnets. I come a little bit higher than my line. It's always better to go big, right? Magnets are glued together. There we go. So, and because this is, it's a little lower than the rocker panel, so I want to come above that. Probably if I go to that line there, that'll be enough. And I'll just make a little mark here, so that'll carry on, yeah, all the way down to the bottom corner. So there we got a rough idea how much material we're going to need. So I've got the blank roughly cut out. And as you can see, it's bigger than my template, and that's good, because it's always easier to take away than it is to add. So I don't want to come up short here. I'm pretty sure that I'm good on the back line here, like, so I'll pull the template right over to that area there, and I'm also going to move it down a little bit to sort of even this out, split the difference. So now I want to mark out this where this is. Believe it or not, you can see this black Sharpie on black material. There's already a Sharpie mark there, so that's not so good, but oh, that doesn't matter. Okay, so let's just do this. So I need to establish really well now where this fold is going to be, the return into the fender well. That's pretty critical. And I also need to establish where that little lip is going to get formed. So I'm going to go back with my template and just carefully make sure that that accurately represents what I'm trying to do here. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this template to fit on the other side of the car, because that's an unmolested fender, and I know it's true to the original like Chevrolet profile. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll flip it over, transfer it onto this. Okay, so what I did is I just held this on the fender with magnets, and then I took a file and gently rubbed this edge, so I got an accurate representation of the profile of the fender. And I remarked this back edge as well. So, and I also marked where that little lip profile is there on the end, where it more or less terminates down here. So it gradually fades away. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out now. So we're going to cut most of this off, but I'm going to leave a little tail here just to remind me that I need to include that for the return. Don't have a lot of, I don't know what's going on. I think I screwed myself here. I don't have a lot of extra material right there. I'm gonna get stingy back here. Yeah, I did. I shorted myself somehow. Yeah, this, I think this will be okay though. Let's do that. Make that a little shorter. Yeah, the other fender must be a lot different than this one. I don't want this moving around. I don't want to make any more mistakes. Yeah, see, there's the line from the other side. This is really strange. Gave me lots. I'm just going to draw right on the edge of the paper. I'm just making this up as I go, to be quite honest. I changed my mind partway through the process. It's just the way it is. It's just the way things go. So now I'm going to go with this knife and I'm going to scratch this paint here. So I don't lose that line when I'm working it. Probably have something better here to scratch with. That maybe. Okay, now I got a plan. So I'm gonna wheel this a little bit. So this has a bit of shape this way. So that's all I want to do. I want to put a bit of shape in this way. And so I don't really think about tracking. If I put my hand on there and just wheel, it's going to go that way. If you put pressure here, it's just going to go that way. Right? But if you put pressure here, it just goes crazy, right? No, it's still going that way. But this is more like gradual. Or even if I pull right there. Need more pressure. I think it's actually doing something now. Feel my scribe lines there. So I just went and had a little bit of a lunch, fed my brain a bit, and thought I better get this right. So I took this adjustable file and I adjusted it to fit the fender on the other side of the car. And you can see I'm not even close. So I got to put a lot more shape in this. It's actually not bad out here, but I got to put more shape in it for sure. Now we're getting there. There we go. Got the shape you want. We move on. So now I gotta make this here. So actually first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this little curve in here a little bit first. And then I'll break this line here. And I'm just going to lean on this a little bit. I only really need it on the top of the panel because it fades away, right? And I'm going to take it a little bit past my mark there. It's really not doing a whole lot past the edge, so I'm going to persuade it a little bit here. It's really fighting me. So this is almost like it's a kind of like a reverse. It's fighting this shape, right? I gotta go deeper than that. thought I could push that around by hand, but obviously not. I don't like how that's going. It's making a lot of marks on it. This thing was... Then I'm going to have to come back over here. I'm just striking it in this area to get that shape back. This is a, bigger bar. Probably more closely matches what I need here. That's what we have so far. So now I've got to break this here, and this is going to have to shrink a lot right in this area, so I'm going to pre-shrink that before I try to bend this. So you can see how much shrinking that's going to need. It's starting to look like something. So I'm going to have to kind of flatten this out a bit so I can get it in the shrinker. Do some more shrinking. Just gonna go try it on the car. It actually looks really good on the car. This this piece here, this shape matches really closely. So actually I'm gonna put one more shrink right there. Do a couple of shrinks on this piece here. So the problem with that, this is a panel I found in the guy's yard for the other side. But the problem with that fender that's on the car right now is right here in this area. It's too tight a radius. It bumps out here quite a bit, so I can't really fit this onto the car really well. So I'm just gonna lay it on top of this piece and see where we're at here. And I could even lay it on top of the fender on the other side. This profile looks really good. Yeah, so yeah, it all looks really good compared to this. Just gonna go try it on the car. So this face of the panel is actually too wide, and I'm short here. So I'm gonna keep working this line back so this scratch goes onto the apex of the turn there. And then I'm gonna lose width here and gain here. So as I'm hitting this, I'm kinda, right? And that's gonna move material around the corner. And the reason I moved from the anvil to over here is because this has got a much softer corner on it, and it's not going to make like marks in here, like outies.
Plus this thickness here works really well inside of this.
There's actually another facet to this. There's a bit of a flat area just beyond there. So I'm going to try and get that into it. It's starting to really look good. I think I need to put another shrink right in here. That's kind of flares. I collect all kinds of machine parts for little anvils. Big bearing race. Fits that very nicely. I think it's time to fit this on the car. I'm not happy about, you can probably see these marks in here. Got a little hasty, but I think this is 18 gauge. I think I can fake that out. A little bit of sanding, a little bit of spot putty. They're not deep, but I'm not real happy about it. But anyways, that was that round faced hammer. I wasn't paying attention to how I had it in there, but anyways, it's got this shape that I want. I'm gonna have to fill this a little bit anyways, I'm sure. So I'll take care of that. So I'm gonna go and cut that rusted piece out of there now and see how this fits. It's to fit here properly because of this. This is a tighter radius here than that. It's just rocking on it. So once I get that cut out, this will move back and I'll be able to fit it. You can see that this is fitting quite nicely here. Okay, look at this disgusting mess. Ah, my goodness. That is just shameful. Look how thick that is. That's 19-year-old guy that doesn't know how to do body work, learning how to do body work. I've got to open up this here a little bit because it's hitting the inner structure. It won't go up high enough. So I don't want it to be lower than the bottom of the rocker panel, but it looks like it wants to be. If I pull it like that, it's not. Move it back here. Need to open this up a bit more. Okay, that's letting it come up a little bit more. It's still hitting that, so I'm just gonna open this up a bit. Let's see here. I'll make a mark where that is. And that's starting to really fit nicely. There's no curve in this, so I'm gonna shrink this a little bit to get some curve in there. Okay, that's where I want that. So I think I will cut it up a little higher. I'll come in like right below this line here now. And then this is gonna move back about 1/16 of an inch here. I'll gain a bit more flange. So I'm about ready to start tacking this thing together. It's a bit, I don't know, maybe maybe because I think the fender is a bit low here. It's a bit wavy. So I'm going to start right here. I'll hang this down a little bit. I'll tack it there, and I'll just keep working my way to this end. And hopefully it closes up nice. So let's get things underway here. I'm just leaving this hanging down a little bit. It is going to close up. It's already on its way. So I need to pull this out and tag it on the bottom. Okay, no, just do it right here. Tapes that together. It's pushing that up too much. No, I'm just going to leave all the stuff on the bottom loose for now. Caught on itself here. Can't. Trying to flush that out. So this is where I'm going to have to make sure this is in the right orientation. I think it's going to be okay. That just popped off there. Tack is cold. So here I'm just tacking the outer skin to the inner structure, the brace of the fender, and I just wanted to pry it into place so it stays put where I want it. And now I'm just about to weld the seam on the back side of the fender, and there's 2 plug welds that I have to put in there too. Okay, there we go. Not bad for an on-car Fender repair with a homemade patch panel. What do you think? I'm pretty happy with this. I'm just going to throw a little primer on it. Rattle can primer if I got any. There we go. Good from far, far from good. Haven't bolted it on yet, but that's as good as it's going to get for now. That's a combination of bright red and red oxide primer. Not even close, but anyways, it's not bare metal, so that's what we got for now. Kind of sticks out like it's a sore thumb, but anyways, I'll get the right color and just fog it in on there. Still looks better than that puffy rust hole that was forming there. So anyway, thanks for watching, and be more on the crew cab coming up pretty quick. I got some footage on that, so stay tuned.